Overclockers, my name's Bryony and welcome to another episode of BIOS Update. As always, I've collated some of the biggest tech and gaming stories, and if you're enjoying the series, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to reach 50,000 subs this year, and we know that a lot of you that are watching are not actually subscribed. So now let's get into the news all about Nvidia's GPU launch, the beginning of the end for game, AMD's cool new software tech, and much, much more. Roll the intro. Kicking things off with the hardware chapter, and this week is a story about everyone's favourite GPUs, or more specifically Nvidia's new Super series. You've probably already seen the Nvidia RTX 4070 Super reviews and launch on the 17th, and upcoming is the launch of the 4070 Ti Super, followed by the RTX 4080 Super. There's no benchmark results or performance data available just yet, but the RTX 4070 Super was around 15% better than its predecessor and a whopping 50% better than the RTX 3070. Hopefully we're going to see a similar performance gain for the RTX 4080 Super and 4070 Ti Super. It's not really going to be a worthy upgrade for existing 40 series owners, but it might make them more appealing to people who have been waiting for a better price to performance option from Nvidia. And that is one thing that all the reviews praise. Finally, better price to performance for gamers. When it comes to the availability and pricing, there is options available for the RTX 4070 Super at $579, 4070 Ti Super at $769, and 4080 Super at $959. On the Overclockers website, opt for one of the AIB cards from manufacturers such as Asus, MSI, Zotac, Gigabyte, Gainwood, Palette, and Inno3D, all at various price points depending on the cooler design and factory overclock. Do please remember any of the prices you might see aren't actually final and they could change before those order buttons go live. Do let me know in the comments below if a 40 Super series card is a worthy upgrade for you, or are you going to keep waiting to see what AMD or the 50 series brings to the table? Moving on to our next hardware story this week, and although Overclockers UK is primarily a PC gaming hardware retailer, there's no denying the exciting developments happening in the gaming handheld market. MSI, known for its laptops and hardware, has unveiled its first handheld gaming device at CES this year. It's called the MSI Claw AIM. Whilst not the first competitor we've seen to the much beloved Steam Deck, according to the specs on paper, the Claw could actually outperform the Steam Deck, the Legion Go, and the ROG Ally in terms of graphical performance, thanks to its Intel Core Ultra 7 processor and Intel Arc graphics with XeSS super sampling technology. The other devices all use hardware from AMD. Intel Components also gives the Claw access to Thunderbolt 4 on its USB-C port, which potentially means better options for external graphics and displays, if that's something that you're interested in. Just like the ROG Ally and Legion Go, the Claw AIM can run any Windows-compatible game, whilst the Steam Deck is limited to Steam titles unless users install other launchers or operating systems. Other specifications are similar to existing handhelds such as the Air Neo, with a 7-inch 1080p display, compact gamepad style controls, NVMe storage, and LPDDR5X memory. The handheld gaming market is expected to grow further in 2024 as more companies are rumoured to be working on their own devices, such as Razer and Nintendo. Do let me know in the comments if you're thinking of getting your own portable PC to go alongside your powerful desktop system. They certainly seem to offer some pretty good price to performance if you're not worried about cranking up those graphic settings, and you don't actually need to rebuy your entire game library to play, which to me is a huge bonus. Moving on to the gaming news chapter, where frame generation is a hot topic. Some people love the extra performance it brings, others hate those false frames and think it introduces too much latency, stuttering, and just ruins their overall gaming experience. Either way, January 24th is a pretty important date for PC gamers, as it marks the official public release of AMD Fluid Motion Frames, or AFMF, as part of the HyperRX mode in AMD's Adrenalin software. Enabling this profile automatically engages a range of technologies, including image upscaling, RSR, FSR, latency reduction, anti-lag, and context-sensitive resolution reduction, or boost. AFMF boosts performance further with frame generation, a bit like FSR or DLSS, except it doesn't require developers to support it in-game. Best of all, it's completely open source and cross-vendor, therefore it will work to some extent on most games and on most GPUs, including those from Nvidia. AMD knows it has an advantage here, and it called out Nvidia by saying, DLSS is only available on certain solutions, so either Nvidia is going to have to benefit from our solution because we did make it open source and cross-vendor, or they're probably going to need to do something similar. It does feel like we're at the start of a new generation of gaming technologies here, with AI the hot topic of 2024 and beyond. I expect we're going to see even more launches and development of similar software to help our PCs handle those demanding games and super detailed graphics going forward. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm quite interested to hear them. Our next gaming story this week is all about Game, aka the retail store Game. It's big news in the UK as the high street chain has confirmed it plans to end its pre-owned video game business. Game used to allow customers to trade in physical games for store credit or a gift card that could be spent on other games, consoles, or merch. It's not particularly surprising news, as we all know the huge popularity of those digital downloads, whether that be games you've bought on Steam, the PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, or played on cloud services like Xbox Game Pass. While physical does have many benefits, including the ability to sell a game on when you're finished playing with it, that hasn't stopped box sales from becoming a niche market. For example, back in July last year, we heard that the supermarket giant Tesco was stopping the sale of physical video games in its 2,800 stores. In a recent interview, Game CEO Nick Aaron said, "We wanted a new proposition that attracted new customers. We now have people who come in for Transformers toys, Hot Wheels, even Barbie toys. And through our reward database and all of our social activity, we can speak to these customers." It seems as though Game just doesn't really care about gaming that much at all anymore, and it has completely changed its strategy from just 8 years ago. Back then, they invested heavily in PC gaming by buying out Multiplay and the iSeries LAN gaming event, and even partnering with us here at Overclockers UK to help bring gaming PCs, components, and accessories to selected game stores. However, they do have to react to consumer buying habits in order to survive, and I'm sure retailers like CES will quite happily take all that extra trade that is likely heading their way. Moving on to the blog chapter of BIOS Update, and there is a huge one to kick things off, a roundup of the biggest PC tech launches of CES. It was a pretty exciting year with plenty of different launches to talk through. I'm going to give you a brief overview, but make sure to check out the full blog post for more detail. We had the GPU launches from Nvidia that I did mention earlier, alongside new software announcements for DLSS, RTX, Ace, Remix, GeForce Now, and RTX live streaming. Intel announced new 14th gen CPUs for the mobile and desktop. Meanwhile, competitor AMD debuted the new 8000G series and Ryzen 5000 series processors alongside the new RX 7600 XT GPU with a whopping 16GB of VRAM. Razer announced all new Razer Blade laptops using the latest mobile hardware with stunning new displays. Its weird and wonderful product this year is Esther, a haptic gaming cushion that lets you feel in-game effects, like rain while you're playing. Alongside the Claw and AI-powered laptops, MSI revealed Project Zero, a nifty way of making your PC cable-free with redesigned motherboards and cases with a clean aesthetic. Thermaltake is celebrating their 25th anniversary with a range of striking blue cases and components, and I must admit, the Tower 300 is now on my PC wishlist. The new partnership between Cherry and Xtrfy has produced a selection of peripherals, including keyboards, mice, and the beautifully designed GP5 mouse mat. Monitors came in all shapes and sizes and spec from LG, Samsung, Asus and more. As expected, OLED is going to be huge in 2024 and there is plenty of exciting options for big budget gamers coming soon. Asus launched a lot, including a tiny Nook aimed at gamers, its own hidden cable range called BTF, new GPUs and laptops, sleek white peripherals and more. Do let me know your favourite product announced at CES in the comments, and like I said, check out the blog for all the details. Next up, a member of our content team absolutely loves HYTE, and he's gone ahead and created a blog with everything you need to know about this brand. You might know them for their cases, but the range has expanded quite dramatically to now include coolers, fans, keyboards, and more. Overclockers UK stocks a whole bunch of them in a load of different colours, and if you're looking to upgrade, there's the Y60 with its unique tempered glass structure and sleek design. The Y70 Touch, which is my personal favourite, comes with a 4K touchscreen, updated GPU support and more space for cooling. The HYTE Y40 is a more affordable option with two-piece glass panel, pre-installed fans and great ventilation. Meanwhile, the Revolt 3 is the mini ITX version, ideal for tight spaces or LAN events, with full-size GPU support and a carry handle. A new addition to the HYTE lineup is the hilariously named HYTE Thick with 2 C's, fans and HYTE Thick Q60 all-in-one cooler. They are super chunky to help provide better airflow and cooling, and the all-in-one cooler even comes with a large display to customize with your own design. To learn more, check out the blog post link which will be in the description below. Thanks for watching this week's episode of BIOS Update. Do leave me a comment below, let me know what was your favourite launch from CES 2024. There is certainly plenty to look forward to. Remember to subscribe because we're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in the next one.